All right, stream number 33. Cool. Let's get this started. All right, so we're gonna do some more to-do driven development. One of the to-dos I wanted to work on was here somewhere. Add literal booleans. That's it. I want to work on that. So yesterday, I foolishly added the boolean type for values. These are the output values of the tool, right? And we added the ability just to represent truth value, true or false, but I don't have any of the literals for that, like true and false. I also noticed that converting to a Boolean from a string, we don't support the traditional 0 and 1. So I should probably do that. The 0 and 1 will be pretty quick, right? If I just add a test for that. Ingestion. Data value. I think I know where it would go. It would be like if we use the string 0 or 1 in an if. So how about if we go to like tests conditional? Yeah. So we have an if and then we have an else if. Let's have another one. If Boolean string true. Well, 1. Hey there, Spoof. You are first. Good morning to you as well. So I think if it's 1 in a string, it should still work. And I don't think it will. Panicked. So probably have a diagnostic we set up logger as well, right? Right, got a cool correct diagnostic. Could not determine if condition in alternative number 1. Oh, we have the number is repeated. I was afraid about that. So I guess we put the number there even though it changes the color in the editor. Yeah, so it was misleading. See, it shows it in blue and then it shows it in what color is that? Red. And with one hashtag turning into blue, I thought it was being misinterpreted, but that's not the case. Could not determine if condition in alternative number 1 was true. I'm wondering, should there be more to that? Should there be like a colon and then a reason? I think the answer is yes, but no, it's no. Evaluate expression, we just get the error type, which is empty right now. So we would get basically a literal string out of that, and then the bool try from here, we'd get a string from the try from. Oh no, we'd get a string. So we should have like a reason here. Actually, we could probably finagle this into 2 lines like that. Okay, even better. Right, could I determine if condition in alternative 1 was true? Unable to determine if value indicates true or false. I mean, that's marginally better. Mr. Balrog, your boss asked you why you only get sick on work days. He said, I don't know, it must be my weekend immune system. You get another useless internet point. Let's throw you a point. If the choke is acceptable. One thing I don't like about like running the test here is it just says like it doesn't say I always have to scroll up. It always says it failed, and then it has this useless information about like the terminal process failed to launch. You reuse it. I don't care about this stuff. It's getting in the way, and I always have to scroll up to see. And this is all these other like I don't care. It says failures. It says failed more than once. And then we get to the good stuff right here, right? I wonder if we should fill that value in here. I think, why not, right? S. I'm just, I don't know, getting distracted by the diagnostics here, like thinking, yeah, we could make that a little bit better. Right, so that would need to be a formatted, right? Which means that really don't have to do that to string anymore. I don't know. Sometimes I'm a perfectionist. I look at it and like, I can make that better. Could it determine if condition alternative 1 is true? Unable to determine if 1 indicates true or false. Yeah, so that's better. I like that. So, hey there, Sarah Ann. How are you? And C17R, greetings, program. Did your color change again? You're looking red on my terminal. Thought you were blue before. Okay. So, fixing this bug, right? So this should be or 0. Actually, what am I doing? I don't have a test for that. 1, right? Should pass this test now. Yay, passes. Test if Boolean string 0. So if 0 should only should actually give me 5 bits. And 69 for an answer. It's not going to, because we have it could not determine if 0 indicates true or false. So there's where we put in the or 0 means false. Why are we still saying we're not getting a value for data? The next should actually be foo. Foo should have a value, 69. Return 69. Why is it none? Oh, collision on UI. Ew. Yeah. Let's ignore those bits. Cool. That was it. Cargo. Next test. Next test. Run. Passing everything. Almost 400 tests now. Okay, that distraction out of the way. All right, we wanted to add literal booleans. Okay, here's where it gets a little bit more interesting. Like, just get sort of lose steam if I spend forever on binary operators. Even though, you know, we made a significant dent, we still have a bunch of to-dos, but that was getting sort of boring for me. So let's take a side excursion into the lovely land of Lexing. The lovely land of Lexing. What's the line coverage percent? How do you get that? Is that something next test can tell me? Don't see it in here. Not sure if it comes out of the box. .NET, you need additional frameworks. Yeah, I don't see it here. I don't know. I'm kind of curious now, like what one typically would use. So Rust, unit, test, line, or just coverage, right? Instrument-based code coverage. Huh. Instrument coverage. Should just use that. With C instrument coverage enabled, Rust compiler enhances Rust libraries and binaries by automatically injecting calls to the intrinsic increment, all this stuff. You get a prof raw file on program termination. Enabling coverage profiling. Requires the Rust profiler runtime. The nightly distribution channel includes the profiler runtime by default. So I have to do profiler equals true in the cargo. Shouldn't that be capital C? Is that that's a bug, isn't it? Should be capital C there. I made that mistake, so now I'm looking for it. Play the pages for instrumenting the Rust compiler. Okay. Because it's in the Rust C book? Okay. So I'm going down the wrong path, apparently. How to do code coverage in Rust. I remember gcov. Today, source-based coverage in Rust is the recommended way to do coverage. It's also most stable, accurate. That sounds good to me. So there's that C instrument coverage again, right? Why do I need to set a profile file? Incremental 0? That's just so to force it to compile everything, right? grcov. Binary path. Ugh. Hello, buffer 0xAA55. This seems like I need to like spend a few hours to like really get into it. There's a coverage gutter extensions. That's nice. So you get these lcov files and you have to, okay. Huh. It looks interesting, but it looks like it would take a while. I don't, go away. So maybe I'll make this a to-do for later. To do. Explore code coverage tools and Rust code coverage tools. Okay. Yeah, I mean, would hope that the code coverage is pretty high because I've been using the test-driven development, but I could be wrong. I have a tendency to implement things that I don't have tests for. All right, so that being said, I think the first thing to do would be add a test, right? So those integer, yeah, those are all the literals, so let's add it here, around here somewhere. White space, decimal, integer. That's weird. The this thing isn't seeing into the oh no, now it is. It wasn't seeing into the test before. Oh, there's a string. It's at the end. Let's copy the decimal test. Yeah, why not? Okay, new test at the end. Basically 3 things, right? True, false, and unexpected. So actually, these are all positive tests. Do I do the same thing for integer? They're all positive tests? As in like there's oh yeah, because if it didn't match true and false, it wouldn't Lexa would just call it something else. Yeah, okay. So test case true. And this should be token literal Boolean, right? Why does it not know? It's not giving me any help here. Is it that the tokens are it's not literal, it's just okay, yeah, it's decimal sign in, or so it would just be Boolean. True. And that would be 4 characters, right? True. False. Boolean. 5 characters. Parsing Boolean. Okay, so what? Custom test frameworks are an unstable feature. Why am I getting a diagnostic there? I think it's because this doesn't exist yet. Well, so let's add that. Let's assume that that's the problem. So probably right here makes sense, right? Before that regex. Literal booleans. Token. True. How do I do true and false mapping to different things? I have a feeling we're gonna have to look at logos. Probably not token, right? Or do I maybe I need to do something like this with the callback? So it's not token then. I would it be It's not reg. I mean, I guess I could do regex. Thing is, like, if I add a second token, how do we tell it what value? I need to tell it what value. So I guess it's been a while. Let's look at the logos manual. API reference? It's not token, not regex, right? Well, I guess regex is just regex seems like overkill. But maybe that's just what I use. Token, regex, and error extras logos. I wonder what extras is. Yeah, I know. I can do a simple callback. It's just that the regex seems like an overkill. It didn't like that for some reason. What? What? What indeed. It shouldn't matter. Does it? Yeah, you're right. I think I didn't get enough sleep last night. So that's 2 points for Syrian. Now you have 97 points. Almost there. Almost to 100. You'll get nothing, but you can brag that you have 100 points. Quick fix, Boolean, B. Token, Boolean, B, which doesn't exist. All right, so we're adding literal Booleans. And we're good there. This is still messed up. Oh, I see why. Delete that symbol and add one there. That also seems like it's a tiredness bug. Like, that got in there because I'm tired. Hey, look, we passed. Hooray. We're over 400 tests now? Best programmer, that's right. You probably have, probably in the top 5, if not the top. Actually, let me go, now I'm curious. Database browser, because I don't have a command for this. I gotta peek into the database. So, look at the bots database, and I go to browse data, and I guess it's under users, right? And then I'm gonna sort by points. Oh yeah, okay. You have a ways to go because I think this is back when I was working on my game. Nui and Toulouse and A squared have like a lot more points. So Nui's got 265 points. Toulouse has 260. A squared's got 169. And then you're at 97. And then who's chasing you up is Silmeth, who we haven't seen in a while, or man. And 715209 has 78 points. So you have a comfortable lead over 715209. But yeah, got a ways to go to catch up with A squared, Toulouse, and Nui. Yep. All right. So it's in the lexer. It's not in the parser though. So the parser is going to do funny things with that token now. So we need to make grammar rules for it. So where would it be? It would be an expression that we would allow it, right? Tests like at the lowest level expression. That's expression 0, right? Yeah. So here we go. Literal strings and stuff. Let's just add it after decimal because like it doesn't really matter where it is. So Boolean true should give me a literal Boolean of true also. Valid Boolean true. Since there are only 2 of them, let's be exhaustive. False. All right. Okay, that doesn't exist. So we add it. All right. Now that's going to break some other things, right? We need the display trait for it. Let's put it right here. Okay, right. I just use write string. F.write string. I do definitely feel tired this morning. And I'm sloppy on the keyboard. And I didn't like that. Why not? Because I need to dereference. Because Rust is a pain. Come on, can't you just auto... Oh, because that's not macros. There we go. It did it. Okay. Oh, those have results? Yeah. Man, making all sorts of mistakes. I have to forgive myself my mistakes, though. Hi there, Geo52 Frey. Array. Macros can be methods on an object? No. It's just, I'm tired and I didn't see that. Okay, so then these are runnable now? So it should fail because I actually don't have a grammar rule to reduce that. Yeah, unrecognized token, right? So there needs to be a grammar rule to match that. In expression 11 or 0, right? Here we go. So down here, so copy paste. Oh, copy. No, not. Well, I guess I can cut paste paste. Cut paste paste. B Boolean. Actually, let's put it after decimal. Literal Boolean. Okay, so now back to expression 0 test, valid Boolean test true. We don't have a Boolean in our export extern list. Token Boolean. B-E-O-O-L. You could shorten that by matching the Boolean Actually, I have an even better idea. Why don't we just like convert it to string and write it? Oh, that's true. I could just build it into the match. Oh, yeah, you're right. Could I combine it just, I can't write a slice. Well, I guess I could if I did this. I could just do this. What if I did it that way? Now I've really ticked you off, right? The only reason I do that is so I don't have to repeat this part, and now it's just the minimal difference. So this is the laziest approach, right? The least repetitive approach. Or I guess if we just had a way to convert a Boolean into a slice, a string slice. Actually, is there such a thing? Can I just say b as str or b.into? Shouldn't there be though? Shouldn't there be a slice convert? Well, actually, I gotta dereference it. But shouldn't there be a type annotation? Oh, maybe into static string. It takes 0 generic arguments, but 1 was supplied. Tired. Consider moving into the into trait, which can take it. It's the trait that takes it, not the method. So this is that awkward syntax, right? Where you have to say like be as into that. Something like that, right? Add mut or const. Syntax error. It's like a B goes there and like Boolean, bool, and then a star there. And then it's just going to tell me static slice convert from bool is not satisfied, right? And it's like, come on, can't they just make it true and false? Yeah, I don't want to have to allocate a string though. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to have to allocate. Shouldn't that just be a thing? Like, it's true and false. Come on, damn it. And also, it's just ugly. Okay, I found another rust wart. I feel like just using this because I don't want to have to repeat all these characters and then all of these characters. Even though I could like to do like what you said, have it be a literal Boolean true, literal Boolean false, and have it write those. I'm just going to go with that. Okay, passing the test. Now we're up to 400 tests, right? Oh, no, I have something, an error. Not covered and in the ingestion. Okay. Because this needs to be reset, I guess. Restart server. Now it sees the error. Okay, evaluate expression, true. We need to have literal Boolean. I put it here. B. Okay, some data of value Boolean B. That's it. Right. Those are failing now because there's the expected token list that I would have to deal with, right? In the top level tests, I think. Now I don't remember where it was. It wasn't the ingestion, it was in the parser. Parser source tests this thing, right? So a first token can be a Boolean now. And there are now 15 of them. It's forcing me to count them. You can make it a thing, implement from bool for set string. I don't think you can. Yeah, like Sarian said. So I've done this twice now. You can, but you have to make a helper trait. So yesterday I made another one of those, and I think it's sort of like a weakness of Rust because I get to the same end, but through like a roundabout way. So I'll show you what I did. You guys can marvel at my stupidity or whatever. Let's see. Value, it was here somewhere, right? Value helpers, here we go. So I wanted to implement a function called describe type, but I wanted to implement on an option value instead of a value. So what I did is just you just made a trait with the prototype I wanted, and then I implemented both for value and option value. Normally you can't, like, I couldn't make a generic that takes an option value. Or how was I going to do this? It was going to be like option self. I can't remember what it was, but like by making a trait and implement, you can implement a trait on a foreign type like option. It's just that now the trait is imported, not a type. So as long as you import a trait, then you can use this on both value and option value because I have two implementations of it. The other one was span, right? In span, it had span helpers. So this is where I wanted to like implement stuff on option again. Yeah. Was Withband one of those two? I think this is one where like we make a blanket implementation for all types. So that you could just package, you can wrap anything in a span by putting a span with it. Yeah, so like the escape hatch for not being able to implement to extend types in Rust is to make a trait and extend the type through a trait implementation. Oh man, I shouldn't have streamed. I should have gotten more sleep. 400 tests. Take a look at the cleaner. Yeah, I looked both at yours and spoofs, but I think you missed it. So, oh, that reminds me. I was gonna go back and fix that. I had something called a cleaner, right? Thank you for reminding me of that. Clean. Cleanup? Here it is. Yeah, I forgot to do this. I was going to, I wasn't going to do a guard thing because then I would have to have that type. I was going to do this without a type by just having an inner function. So this would be the outer, this would be part of the outer, and then actually all of this would be the outer part, and this would be the inner part. And then on the way out of the inner part, we would do the cleanup part. And we wouldn't need to make a function object. We would just literally have that code. So yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. It did help confirm that a guard object would work. It's just that you'd have to make a type for it, and I'd rather do it without doing a type. So let me give you guys some points. I don't remember if I did or not. 3 points for Gryffindor, and 3 points for Slytherin. More points. Hello, Albert Larson. Yeah, so what to call the inner one? If the outer one is handling the temporary, well, let me first, well, actually, the way I would split it is pretty much here. Well, there, but I'm going to insert something in the middle there, right? There, right? Another reason to do this is loop var. I rebound it here, but I use it in the in the function object here before it was rebound, and so it looks odd. But now they're actually separate. Right, so this is, so what to call this one? Execute for statement. I'll just call it inner right now because I'm tired. And we don't have the init, or we do have the next. So the init is cut off. And we don't need to do the cleanup anymore. That's the whole point of having this inside of here. So the idea would be right here we do self this loop var loop next condition statements. And then instead of doing this, we just do that. And then we'd have to let result return scope equals then return scope. There we go. And then I don't need this, it's just self. There we go. So this is the outer. It calls the inner here. And then this is on the way out, the cleanup code. So it doesn't matter which path we take out of the inner one. Oh, it needs to loop in it after all. Huh. But it's a different type, right? It would be an option value at this point. Do I actually use loop in it? I don't. So let's leave it as an expression and just move it inside. That means we'd create the thing only to immediately destroy it because a loop in it is bad. I think that's fine. Okay, make sure that doesn't break anything, and then I'm gonna think of a better name. Maybe that's fine, right? Inner. Allow myself to call it the same name with inner at the end, because the whole point of doing this was just to have a cleanup on the way out. This is setting up to clean up later. This is doing the inner. This is cleaning up, and that's forwarding the return value. Remove pub on inner. Thank you. I wish Clippy would tell me to do that. But I have Geo 52 Ray to tell me that instead. All right. Struggling with lack of sleep this morning. Human linter, that's right. Added booleans. I guess we're going back to to-dos. All right, it's got 16 of them. If I can get through all the binary operators and then do the unary operators, all I'll have left are the complex value types. And then actually, what I can do once I have the complex value type vectors, I can do vector context, which is going to be cool. Let's see, I did equal and not equal, right? So that kind of opens the way for like the greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, less than. So maybe do those next. Do tests and ops. Yep, just copy this. Let's just copy it 4 times. Do all 4 at once. So this is the second one. So greater than or equal to, less than, and less than or equal to. All right. Greater than. Let's make 4 or 3 alternatives. So 5 and 17. So I need to copy this another time. So the first one is true. Second one is false. Third one is false. Right? Okay, so I should have done that and then copied it. So let's delete these. Then copy it again from here. Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. All right. Greater than or equal to. So that's true, and false. Less than is false, true. And then less than or equal to would be false, true. All right, and this will I'll have 4 failures because they're not implemented. Not yet implemented. Here we go. So do them at once because it's easier that way. So there. I don't want to. How about there? There. Oh, it's because I'm hitting the wrong key. There. So go to the end of the line. LHS.GE RHS. So that's a T, that's an L, and that's an LT. Okay. Cool. I'm glad I split them up into different modules so I can just do copy, paste, 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 paste. GE, GT, oop, misspelled that. GT, LE, and LT. Value, mod GT, GE, LT, and LE. All right. Equals is the correct one. This is the incorrect one. GE. Okay, so this should be pretty easy, right? I just do greater than or equal to. Done, right? Greater than turns all of these into greater thans. Although, what does it mean for a Boolean to be greater than another Boolean? That's almost a philosophical question. Is truth greater than falsehood? Or is falsehood greater than truth? Less than or equal to. And we got less than. Okay, we got some warnings. I think it's warning me about philosophical things. Order comparisons between Booleans can be simplified. Try simplifying it as not left-hand side and right-hand side. That doesn't seem simpler to me. Not left-hand side and right-hand side. Why would that be simpler than that? That's hard for I can't wrap my brain around that this early in the morning. I think true is greater than false. So then why would they want me to simplify it by adding a bunch of punctuation around it? That's actually more complex. It's now 3 operations instead of 2. Seems like a weird lint, doesn't it? Not left-hand side. And yeah, I don't agree with this lint. So screw you, lint. What is this? Clippy bool comparison. So what? That's an allow. Clippy bool comparison. There we go. I have silence Clippy. It's interesting it didn't complain about the greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. It just complained about the less than and greater than. Less machine code. Bitwise ops versus function calls. Primitive comparisons aren't function calls. They'll get compiled to the same thing. Just out of curiosity, let's see if good is better than evil. Is truth greater than falsehood? Truth is greater than false. X equals true. Y equals false. Return X is greater than Y. Don't need bytes. So it should be true, right? Yes. So true is greater than false. So does that mean Rust is a good language because it values truth over falsehood? Hood. Really should just be test true greater than false. Okay. Well, that's cool. I got through a lot of to-dos just now. So are we onto the logical and bitwise operators? There's also shifting. And there's also the set membership, which we need to have sets and maps in order to do. Well, how about we do the logical? That's and or. So test and. Do I really need to test all 4 possibilities? Like a truth table? Can I do it in like a clever way here? I could if I had vector. No, I couldn't. I think we're just going to end up making 4 different possibilities, right? And true and true is true. No, don't debug. Ah, accidentally click there and it like star says, you want to debug, don't you? False and false is false. True and false is false. False and true is false. There's another thing we can do, which is we can test that the false short circuits by putting something completely random in here, like lulls. So this should actually work because we don't care what kind of expression that is. So that should be false. This is false short circuit. A less than B compiles to not A and B for bools. Yeah, but that I can see how someone who's like a Boolean geek would probably find that appealing, but like it should just be you order the true and false one way or the other, and then that settles it. Apparently there's no difference. Okay. CodeGen directly emits ICMP instructions for those. Well, I would imagine it's just two values that it has to compare, right? So that's a 4-bit or 4-entry table. If anything, or just like there are 4 possibilities, so yeah, it seems really easy. Okay. Like that last command was some, oh, because of the debug, I think. Interesting, we actually passed some of these tests. We shouldn't have. So the true and true passes? That actually passed? No, it didn't. I think it just didn't run them all. Yeah, it's only running 104 of them. See how it's like stopping early? Okay, well, we know what we need to do for and or. We need to do left-hand side and right-hand side. And this is an or. All right, so copy, paste, paste. And or. Value mod and mod or. Actually, how about we call it like bitwise or logical or and logical and. Okay, and then file, save all, logical and. I actually want to cast both, don't I? So it would be like let left-hand side equal cast to bool. Left-hand side. Or self, right? How did that actually work? I don't think that's actually going to work. Really, I want to do a bool try from. Well, actually, but that maps it for me. So really, I should be doing some self, right? I think because the other error in the other file, this is gonna be okay. So then it's RHS is cast to bool also, and then it's some boolean that it's ANDed together, and then that, right? Just delete all this. I think that's what I want. And then for logical OR, it's just OR. Okay, now we get the real errors. Okay, so what is the problem here? Unit type. Mismatched. So it wants an as ref? No, it just wants dereference self. No, it doesn't want that either. Expected. Okay, that's weird that I have to do that. But that satisfies the requirement that we want a reference to an option with a value directly and not a reference to a value. Whatevers. Okay, we didn't need to use any of these other casts then. Okay, so copy that because we'll want that in logical OR as well. And save. And remove the semicolon. That's a problem? Okay, that is a problem. So it's what? Self. I want to make a copy of it and then dereference it. Did you cast a bool for value? Yes, I did. No, I did not. It's for option. I didn't bother to implement it for value. I mean, I could, but then this would be redundant. I have bool try from, but it returns a string reason. I want it to actually give me an error with value. This should actually be cast error, really. This is just clumsy, right? I can just say let this equal self dereference this, because you can copy immutable reference, right? Why does it say it's a shared reference? Because it is. Okay, so this actually wants to consume a value. Okay, then never mind. I will implement it for that, just for this case. Thing is, it's a free function. Put it into value helpers. Let's put it into value helpers. We need some help. Help me, value helpers. Copy. Paste. Cast to bool's value. So that's self, right? Yeah, I guess we're turning it around. Self result that. I'm going to end up duplicating this, aren't I? Why didn't it like this? Ah. Ugh. The helpful click's trying to help, but they're not helping. Okay, so for this, I don't need this. It's just this map the error itself. Yeah, so I just regret having to duplicate this, but if I wasn't so tired, maybe I could think of a blanket implementation to do this mapping. Actually, I can think of that. If I could have a universal one that just maps to um, whatever the try from gives me, right? String. Yeah, I can have these ones just do string, and I can have a well, I'd have to name it something different. You can't overload trait functions, right? If you build with optimizations, so we're still talking about the bool stuff. If I really wanted to like collapse together the error mapping, then yeah. Um, hmm. I would have a common one which does this part. This is the well, sort of this one, right? So I'd have something like here, string that actually that's just bool try from. No, the other way around. And then this goes to string. And this implementation here has no map. And yeah, this one, so the map, one is just to called try from, the other one is to wrap the try from in a match self and return false. Okay, false for none. So this one does the mapping um, value. I just need to name this something different now, right? Cast to, oh shoot. No, I moved this into the trait and I have to name the other one something else. So this is self again. And yeah, this is self.cast to bool. I just need to name this one something because we can't overload, right? It's going to tell me I can't overload that. So what do I call the inner one? Cast to bool, inner. Because why not? And this is again self. Expected string. Expected string. Why is it expecting string? Oh, this should be to inner. There. Fixed it. Okay, we got a whole bunch of errors though. Unresolved Oh, because that doesn't exist as a standalone thing. That's value helpers as something else. Um, right, this is now value. Well, actually, I could make it look like that, and then so that would be like value is a self, and then it's just value, right? And then that should satisfy all of these. It's just have, well, hold on. How come that's still a problem? Can't find cast a bool in this scope. Why not? I don't have to like make this public, do I? Yeah, it's the trait is public. And why is this a problem? Option value. I have. Okay, well, I'll turn it around then. Then can I say value dot cast a bool? Yes, I can. So why can't I turn it around and say it the other way? Blancas cast a bool is not a free function associated with the value helpers trait. Oh, I'd have to say like value helpers colon colon like this. Right? Yeah, or something like that. Okay, well, then I'll just do this. It's just different from the other casts, right? That actually means I should probably make these members of implementations on option value, shouldn't I? But then I'll have the same problem that I can't implement a foreign type. Maybe it just becomes the oddball then. Yep, now that should work, right? Seems to be working. Three more. Cat's playing with toys outside. The fact that I have to import these makes me think maybe they should all be in value helpers. I should just move them all into that value helpers trait, maybe. One error. Not equal to. 2, now we have 2 errors. Or we had 0, now we have 2. Okay, this problem. Isn't it like, isn't this like as ref? It's a double reference now? It's a double reference. Now it's a reference. Value helpers defines an item castable. Perhaps you need to implement it. Oh, wait. That's the type I want, but it had a problem with that, right? Because I'm moving out of self. I'm trying to get it to be a reference to an option. Problem is yeah, I think the problem is it's not an option. It's not an option. So do I want to like implement this for option reference value? I think I do, right? And then dereference. That does it, right? Go back. And I don't need to dereference that anymore, right? There we go. It's like magic. Just implement another, just make another implementation. Okay. Private type in public interface. I was trying to hide that, but I can't just delete that, right? Because the helpers use that. I think it's because of that trait being public. But I can't make the trait not public because then the statement can't use it. These wanted to be able to use describe type. So what you have 2 different traits? I think I have to have 2 different traits. What a pain in the butt. So there's a public one, which has the describe type, which is the public one, and then I have the private one, private, which just has the casting. Delete, delete, and delete this casting one. delete this one. Oh, wait. That's the one I wanted. Private. I don't need this one. This goes down here. Wait. What? Perhaps you need to add a super trait for it? Super trait! Okay, fine. I'll implement that for option. I guess that is needed, right? Now we're really unhappy because this is private value helpers. Okay, so I just need to add that word in front of a lot of places. Yep. Syrian's right. Hey, look, no warnings and errors. Failing test. Oh, that I thought it would just work. Oh, because yeah, we're not doing short circuiting. Yeah, that's why I added that test because I wanted short circuiting to work. So for short circuiting to work in ingestion source, data value, logical and this should say if LHS return okay some value Boolean true. That's the short circuit. There should be a short circuit logical OR also. It's still not working? Oh, I did do wait. What did I do wrong here? It should have not done that one. What? Logical and test false short circuit. And oh, did I do it backwards? Thank you. Crimson Dawn. I was scratching my head quite literally with that. This should be false, right? I actually did short circuit orb instead of and. Because I think that was in the back of my mind because I wanted the short circuit or. That's. Did I do or yet? I haven't done or yet. But I'm going to right now. Okay, save that. We have all these errors, right? So this is true or true. Is true. False or true is true. True or false, true. False or false, false. Okay, and then true short circuit. true or lulls is true. So that'll be all unimplemented, right? Oh no, it is implemented. I just do not have logical or short circuit. The one I accidentally wrote first. That if it's true, return true. All right, 415 tests. It's 8:30. Oh, like I got like maybe 15 minutes to do. We're getting really close. I just have the bitwise operators and shifting. Can I do that in 15 minutes? So there are one, two. We also have this one, which we'll do much later. We have 1, 2, 3. 3 bitwise. So exclusive or inclusive or and mask. And then we have left and right shifting. Yeah, exclusive. That's exclusive bitwise or. The hat operator. Output. That one. So these are the ones that are next, right? We just did these two. These ones next. Ops. Where are you, ops? Ops. I think I just need one test, really, for each one. So, like, test mask. Let's bring back in the bit parsing. Okay. So this would be mask. Okay, so let's do like some just bit patterns. 0101 0101, and then the mask would be 00001111. So we should get back an unsigned integer of 0b000000101. Right? So we get not yet implemented. Left hand side mask, right hand side. Let's do add, I guess. Well, no, subtract, because there's I don't want to have Boolean or string masking. Oh, actually, decimal either. What was it that only did integers? Actually, I kind of only want to do unsigned integers. Let's just copy this one. So mask value mod mask. Mask. All right. Yeah, let's just do other types. And we'll do like error format. And it'll say like masking is unsupported for comma self dot where's the helper? Don't see the helper. Why? Where's my value helper? Come on, value helper, help me. Describe type, right? Maybe I'm not importing the helper. Oh, yep, value helpers as underscore. self dot describe type. So I don't need any of this stuff. All right, and then yeah, I guess, well, I guess we're putting left-hand side there. Okay, so unsigned integer, cast unsigned integer, the right-hand side. And then it's just mask, right? So left-hand side, mask, right-hand side. There we go. And I don't need the other cast. Did that in 5 minutes. So let's do the inclusive OR. So that's that one. So this should give me 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Not implemented. LHS include RHS. Let's go to mask and just like copy paste inclusive OR value mod include. So now I feel like I'm getting into the zone. Include, and so that's inclusive OR is there. Ops, run inclusive OR. It's okay. Then we want exclusive OR. Exclusive OR is the hat. One of these keys. There we go. So exclusive OR, we flip the bottom 4 bits. So it's 1, 0, 1, 0. Not yet implemented. Here we go. Left-hand side, exclusive right-hand side. Take inclusive OR, copy paste, exclusive. Go to value. Exclusive. All right. And then exclusive. It's hat. Ops, run the test. Awesome. Easy. First try. Inclusive doesn't look like a word right now. What do you mean? Define inclusive. Taking a great deal of everything within its scope, comprehensive. So that's inclusive OR, right? Bringing in all the bits. It seems to me to be intuitively, it's the opposite of exclusive, or it's the alternative to exclusive within the context of all OR. Good old semantic satiation, maybe. You can't subscribe to the channel because I gave up my affiliate status when I couldn't stream for like a year. I didn't want people to pay to be accidentally paying for where I'm not streaming at all. So I guess I could probably turn that back on. But I don't know. I don't need the money. I'd rather you keep your money, subscribe to another channel. If I could give you the emotes and the other things for free, I probably would. The only thing that I'm trying to like kind of make money on is if I put the time into making like a YouTube video that is educational, then I turn on ads for that. Take your money. All right. I got like 5 minutes left. Oh, gosh, I'm really close. If I just get the left and right shifting in. The problem is with right shifting, it's a little bit of a mess with if I do signed values at right shift, I have to do sign extension, right? Or I could just handle unsigned integers for now. Maybe I just start with that, and if I want to do signed integer shifting, I'll do that later. Okay. So left shift. Left shift. So we'll do like that. Actually, we need a pattern that actually looks interesting. 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. And we'll left shift it too. We should get 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, or 1, 1, 0, 0. There, that's left shift. Unimplemented. LHS, L shift, RHS. It feels satisfying to get those last to-dos. This one is we have to wait until we have maps and sets though. Copy, paste, L shift, value, mod L shift, back to L shift. Okay. Left, well, let's say bit shifting is unsupported for some type, right? And it's going to be left shift. Actually, is there a checked left shift? Checked shift left? How did I do this? Like for add or something like that? I did an okay or else. Okay, let's do something similar. Checked shift left, right? Okay or else overflow shifting. Overflow left shifting. Result. What did I do differently there? Does check shift left need a reference? Oh, it expected U32? Really? You can't left shift U64? That's weird. Why did they do that? Checked shift left. Yeah, why is it a U32? To prevent any overflow, you need to check that the leading zeros is greater than right hand side or something like that. Only checks that the shift value is less than the bits. Checked left shift, computes self shifted left, returning none if it's larger than or equal to the number of bits. So I still have to do what? The actual shifted value can overflow, can it? Larger than or equal to the number of bits in self. I don't see that. You can't shift more than 63 places. Then why isn't it a U8? I gotcha, didn't I? Why is that a U32? Shouldn't that be, if your argument is you can't shift more than 63 places, why not use U8? Or better than that, well, there is no U6, but like, yeah. Can't shift more than that, right? I mean, it's just a wrinkle, right? It means I have to downcast this to a, so it'd be like, I guess that would be a map, or and then. RHS or U32 try from U64 value RHS. Oh, it's got a different error. So then, okay, then I'm going to independently do these then. Come on. Couldn't convert the error to a string. What is the type here? It's the result try from int error. So you can't, I can't do it. I can't turn that into a string. Try from int error. Okay, fine. Map error. Saying I can't turn that to a string? Now it can. Why did I have to do that explicitly? All right. U3 just kind of the default unsigned int. See, that's one of the very first things I didn't like about Rust when I learned it, is that they made this like assumption that U32 is like the go-to integer. But like, what if I'm on a 64-bit native machine or 128-bit native machine 10 years from now? Like, Rust is going to be stuck with U32 for a lot of things, right? There should be like a U default or just U. Just like C has int, and I know the de facto is like it's a 4-byte as a 32-bit int, but like traditionally it was that you can't depend on the size. It's like size. It's like has a default size. I always thought Rust should have that, but anyway, yeah, we've adapted. This will work, right? That's what usize is for. Well, then shift left should accept a usize, not a U32. I think usize is more for like the memory space, like the largest number of things you can have is sort of like traditionally bound by the number of memory locations you could have, right? And that's the size of a usize is how wide your memory addresses are. But this is slightly different. It really should be bounded by the number of the total number of bits self has. If the checked already does that, then the type is sort of why not just make it generic on some right hand side type. That's because there is no trait that captures all unsigned integer types, right? Never able to shift more than 64 bits. There's no reason to accept anything bigger. Well, shouldn't that be U8 then? Come on, spoof. Just kidding. Hey there, Tim. I have to actually end my stream because I have a meeting in 12 minutes. So we're gonna have to pass the read on to someone else in a little bit. I'm just implementing the last few binary operations in the parser I've been working on. So if I go, this is left shift, and it would call it from here. So we're in this evaluate binary operation, and we match the operation, and we just have a few things left to do. So I haven't done right shift. So maybe I can do that for our raiders. Yeah, I got a meeting at 9. It's sad. Morning meetings. It's this thing called job, Tim. You know that sometimes jobs involve working with other people, which means meeting with them. Yeah, you left it. Is it just because of the meetings that you left professional industry? Wait a minute, Tim. Are you saying you're not a professional? I thought you were a professional game dev. In fact, you're a CEO, right? Like, the only reason you don't have meetings is you don't have employees yet. Moment that you grow your game studio and you have employees, you're gonna have to have meetings again. Unless unless you divide CEO from like chief operating off, like you become the CTO, and then now you don't have meetings again because you just kind of you're on you work solo on the fun stuff and you let someone else run the company. But plenty of meetings as an indie dev though. So you've had meetings. There you go. You've had meetings. So you know what meetings are like. I have a few minutes left to. I don't have enough time to explain what I'm doing, but I'll just give you a little glance at the terminology. So I'm working on this part of my project right now. Yeah, actually, really briefly, I'll just say that we're making a parser for any kind of binary data that you can describe using using your own language. So you might have like if you want to parse an image, you just look at the first 24 bits. If it starts with GIF, it's a GIF or GIF, however you want to say it. And then we might have else's for like JPEG or whatever. And when you're describing formats, there's going to be places where you have conditional logic, like or calculations like this, right? So we have to have like general purpose expression evaluation. So one kind of expression is a binary operation. So like you're adding, you're dividing, you're multiplying, and we just did left shift, and I'm about to do right shift. So I do test-driven development, as well as to-do-driven development, as well as error-driven development. So we're going to add a test first for right shift, leveraging the left shift, and we're going to just take, I think, the same bit pattern, and actually let's not. Let's just leave it the way it is. So a right shift of 2 should do that, right? Should get that for, this is that right shifted 2 spaces. Run the test and make sure it hits our not implemented line. And it does. So then we fill in lhs.rshift, RHS. Okay, that doesn't exist. So we're going to go to left shift and we're going to just copy and paste the file rshift and declare the module rshift. Go into rshift. Change the L to an R. Change the SHR to SHL to SHR. And we're going to say, I guess that would be underflow. I guess. And then run our tests again. Should have 420. Yes, first try. Great. Ending on a positive note. So I've gotten all of the binary operations done except for the set membership. This one. So for like A and B, B needs to be a map or a set, and I don't have that supported yet. That's some of the other to-dos here, right? So I have unary operations, but then after that, the only thing left I have are the complex value types, vector, set, and map. If I do vector, set, and map, I can do this in operator, and then I can also do vector context, which I'm looking forward to because that makes references more complicated. So here's an example of a vector context. If you have a while loop in a format and you have a part, then at the end, you're going to have as many datas as you have loops. And so to avoid name collision, we just have one data, but data becomes implicitly a vector. And every loop, every iteration through the loop populates the next index of data. And if you have one loop inside of another, then any parts inside of the innermost are now two-dimensional vectors. And then sets and maps are kind of special, and they're used for like I don't have it, but like you can after parsing something, like maybe here, you could like interpret and say if the value is 87A, you could say that that means that it was 1987 version or spec. Or just leave it like that, right? And 89A refers to 1989. So what that does is it attaches an interpretation of the string. So that is interpreted as that. And this whole construction is now a dictionary or a map. So we have to support values of that type. So yeah, I'll be doing that, I guess, tomorrow. And I'm out of time because I got a meeting in 5 minutes. So let's go raid yet another person. See, now you just raided me, and we're going to immediately, without delay, raid someone else. How about we raid another game dev? Windy Beard. He's made some pretty cool games, I think. And he's always making more. So let's go visit him. I'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Take it easy until then, okay? Thanks for being here. And thanks for the raid, Tim. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.